Hello, and welcome to the 25th episode of the Wingly Update. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. Merry Christmas to all the people, the wing nuts, the
non-wing nuts.
the non-wing nuts,
The regular nuts.
yeah, the regular nuts. Nice. And to you too, Uri,
Oh, hello, Yal.
our regular mark replacement for the change
My best title.
log. How you doing, man?
I'm good. Yeah, it's been a pleasure last time, and I'm looking forward to this time.
Awesome, thanks. And today's show we have three items. We have the changelog with Uri, and then Elad's going to join us with we're going to start some kind of let's build something kind of a Slack bot. It's going to take a couple of sessions, so we're just going to build something together, which is going to be nice. And then we're going to have Revital. We've pre-recorded this last time we met. We haven't got enough time for the good first issue. So we're gonna show the good first issue from 2 weeks ago. So you're first, Uri. What do you have for us today?
Lots of exciting stuff. Do we have a note? I remember that Mark had a note, and I really want to have a note.
You have a note, right? I didn't understand you're saying note. Okay.
A note.
Yeah, great note. So the good first issue. Oh man,
It's not the right one.
Let's do it
But
again.
it's-
Let's do it again.
Okay,
Yeah.
now I'm ready.
Yeah,
Yes.
we have to fire someone in the production.
We did fire someone in the production.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, yeah. So as you can see, it's the fancier version of the presentation, and we had some very interesting changes. 14 wing nuts that contributed 44 changes. I suggest we just go and see them.
Awesome.
So the first change is about state for the simulator. So before we look at the example here, let's get a short recap on what's the simulator. So in Wing, we have what we call guarantee to work, which is essentially if it works on your machine, it will work on the cloud. And the way we implement that is by providing the component called the simulator. Essentially, the simulator simulates the cloud and its behavior. So you can run into odd behaviors that you didn't think would happen when you wrote the code as early as possible when you're testing locally.
Yeah, so I want to just say that we usually kind of think about we look at this stuff and we've been looking at this for a long time. New bucket, new counter. We know exactly what it means, but you kind of reminded ourselves that we need to remind everyone. Basically, kind of when the developer is using Winglang language in order to write this code, it depends on the target of the compilation. What this bucket and this counter, what's their actual implementation? One of the implementation is the simulator, and now we have a state for the simulator, right? That's the high level.
Exactly. So essentially, what Chris, which is one of our beloved team members, he contributed that part, and what he did here is keeping state for the simulator between different compilations. So I think it's better explained through this example.
Okay.
It's a very simple example, very similar to our Hello Wing example. So essentially we have here a bucket, a counter, and a simple cloud function. And when this function is invoked, it just adds another file -0, file-1, based on the counter value.
Right.
So let's say I take this and I use our Wing console to basically interact with the cloud function. So
Okay.
I interact with the function and I can invoke it. And here I invoked it 4 times. So 4 files have been added to the bucket.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
So right before Chris's change, if now I would make any change, for example, like add another bucket, as you can see, bucket number 2 here.
Oh, nice.
If I add that, then the whole state of the bucket would be erased, would be reset. So Chris's change made it so that even though I add the other bucket, the state that was inserted previously remains. So this is very useful for more complex tests when you're starting doing some tests and then writing your code, and obviously doing console hot reloads. So you don't want to have to click your way through testing all the time in the similar manner. So from this change on, by default, the simulator will retain your state.
It's the simulator that retains the state, so any resource basically knows how to deserialize and form an out of a volume. And then basically when I write my code, when I reload the app, I still have the previous state.
Exactly.
Is there a way to reset the state?
Currently, no.
Okay.
Good question. If one of our viewers want that, more than welcome to open an issue for that. And I imagine it's not very hard to implement.
So every time, I mean, even if I close, I do Command C and I rerun. I mean, when is this? Do you know if it's when in a single cloud run or between two?
I think it retains it. I think it keeps a list of files on your computer. So basically, it's gonna retain even throughout different sessions.
Okay, so I can do cloud run twice, and I will have interesting.
I believe so.
Is that okay? Interesting.
You can always delete the files locally. Yeah. For now, I mean, it's a new feature. We're looking to test it out as with any other feature. We want to see and feel how it feels like, and then we'll decide where this goes. Yeah. But it seems very useful for the last couple of weeks.
This is Chris.
This is Chris.
Thank you, Chris. Good job.
Okay. Before I go to another thing by Chris, I want to ask the audience, you, myself.
Oh yeah, nice.
Can you spot the error?
Yes. It took me. It took me.
The last option.
It took me some time, and the reason it took me some time because I'm used to not being an error. Because then the error is that this function declares that it returns a string, although it doesn't return a string, right?
Exactly. This is an anonymous function, a closure, if you may, and it declares that it returns a string, but it doesn't. And Chris just added that. He added an error, and that this function should return a value. And if it returns a value that is different from the type that is declared in the signature, obviously it will also indicate that. The compiler will shout.
Right. Nice. Great.
Some interesting areas where he also added a fix here is basically, so function number 2 that you see here, I explicitly stated it returns void, but you don't have to do that anymore.
Okay.
I did that just for it to be very clear that we're not returning anything. And obviously, if you don't return anything, you don't need to return anything if you declare that your function returns void.
Okay.
The other more interesting example is what happens when your signature is to return an optional. So in that case, we went for the ergonomic option, and in that case, you don't have to return anything as well. So that's Chris. Another one by Chris.
Yeah, interesting.
Gary is awesome. He adds tons of awesome power into the standard library of Wing. And what you can see here, he added invoke async. So Cloud Function already has the invoke method. And let's say it in this simple example. Basically, we have a simple Cloud Function that takes a while. So we're sleeping for 5 seconds, and then we increment counter. So let's take a look at the test. First, the counter is at value 0. Then we invoke. Now, since invoke has to wait before it returns, then we see that the counter has already incremented to 1. But if we use invoke async, which is what Gary added, then it returns immediately, and the counter remains at value 1. Only if we sleep longer, then the function does what it's supposed to do and also incremented the counter by 1. So that's useful for some other issues. Why would you use?
Yeah.
Well, I'm guessing, so all of the tools that we added in the standard library are for different cases in the cloud. Sometimes you want to wait for the result of your function, and sometimes you don't want to wait. There's no reason to wait. So this is for all these cases where you don't really want to wait. You just want to fire that function to do its job, and maybe it doesn't have any effect on the remainder of the code that runs.
Yeah, but I think I'm wondering. I mean, I don't think we have the defer keyword actually working right now, right? It's not.
No.
Yeah, but
We don't.
I think there's a difference between defer fn kind of invoke function and calling invoke async. There's some difference, but I'm not sure what the difference is.
Currently, as you said, we don't have.
Yeah, we don't have defer right now. Right. Okay.
Not entirely sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, I'm sure we don't have.
I'm not sure why invoke async. What's the difference between calling invoke async and defer invoke? I'm not sure. I think there's a difference, but I'm not sure what it is. I think Chris once told me what the difference is, but I can't recall. Awesome.
Okay, we'll have to bring him on the next show.
Yeah, I'll ask him.
Okay, next thing. So this thing is in very early stages, but we are adding support for TypeScript, using TypeScript to enjoy some of the greater benefits of the Wing framework. So you can actually Wing compile a main.ts file. And that's here is a very basic example. And let's just see what we have here. This is TypeScript. It looks very similar to Wing at this point, but there are some key differences. So you can tell there's no bring cloud at the top.
Right.
The import statement, the first one is just the library that we put in place, or actually Mark McCollum, who I am lucky to be replacing. He built this library to basically connect between TypeScript and Wing.
Right.
And the second import is just our cloud library. It's going to change, but I'm not going to go into a lot of details here. You can see that the syntax, the developer experience that we are currently providing is that you have to write a main function that receives the app, and then you can write your code like here, a new cloud bucket. And it's important to say that at this point, you can already use that to compile to simulator or to run it as a simulator or wing it.
Right.
And then you can use the console, or you can also deploy that to the cloud.
So this code here that we're saying, it's TypeScript code, and I can run or wing it this TypeScript code.
Exactly. And you can also do wing compile dash platform TF AWS, and then you can compile it to Terraform.
Right. So this is fairly new. Can you talk a little bit about why are we doing this?
So we want to see, as with many other things, there is a lot of value that comes from using the Wing standard library that is not tightly coupled to the Wing language. Although we are big believers in the concept of a cloud-oriented programming language, we feel that there is also a place in the world for using the Wing standard library, using familiar programming languages like TypeScript. We may have others in the future, but we're definitely going to start with TypeScript. It's one of the most common languages in the cloud. So this integration is mainly for that. It's to allow easy entrance into the Wing framework and all the concepts, the abstractions, the cloud bucket, the cloud abstractions on top of the existing cloud providers. And it allows you almost the same experience as working with Wing, with some caveats. I mean, it's not going to be as nicely coupled with the cloud as Wing is.
Yeah, but on the high level, we're here to solve the problem of kind of cloud, kind of serverless application development in a way. And you can solve this with Winglang, and now you can solve this with TypeScript. We're working on this, that you can solve this with TypeScript. And there's pros and cons to this, to different types. And we want to deliver this solution to awesome.
And it already gives some capabilities that are not very easy to obtain with regular cloud frameworks. For example, this already provides the local simulator.
Right.
So you can work locally and
Right.
iterate fast.
Right. So you can do wing compile, as you mentioned, wing compile, wing run, anything. Awesome.
Exactly.
Great. Thank you. It's a great job, Mark. This is going to be exciting to see how this evolves.
Yeah, I'm betting that you're gonna have Mark here next, and he'll gonna show you some more
Wow. That's a good idea.
cool stuff.
Awesome.
Okay, as the last contribution, we actually have AutoWork, which I don't know if you can see the logo, the image that he picked for himself, but apparently he's a cat developer,
Okay.
which is it's something I admire. You gotta admire. So I love this guy. He got right into it and added some nice contributions to the compiler. Here, we identify that it creates confusion where you can declare structs in different areas of your code. So we just limit it to the top scope, so to the top of the file, basically.
Awesome. Great.
So, yeah. So right now he added that error message,
Rich.
and that's another close, tight to make the ergonomics and your code more readable.
Yeah.
And
It wasn't working. I mean, this thing wasn't working, but it was allowed in the language. We had to decide whether to make it work or just make the compiler, make sure that the compiler is not.
and it's always easier.
Yeah, it's much easier. And great work. Great work. Thank you, AutoWork. This is awesome.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's what I got for you today.
This is great. This is great. The team is making great progress. You're trying to take Mark's position. I like it. I like it. I can understand.
Healthy competition.
Yes, healthy competition. I like it. And thank you very much for doing this, man. It's this is Mark is on vacation because of the holiday season, and thanks for doing this, and thanks for sharing and then sharing back to the community, giving back to the community, kind of showing what we have ready and what people have made. And thanks for all the contributors. And
Thank you so much to our contributors.
And as you know, we have we're playing songs between sessions, and this one is an oldie. It's not an oldie because the song is old. It's oldie because Mark sent me this song three months ago, and we had to choose between two different songs. And without further ado,
Second best song.
yeah, Man Moves, Sauce.
Wanna own me, control me, but it cannot hold me. I've been inside my mind, been wasting time all by my lonely. Off a handle, drinking Jack, I should've changed my name to Daniel. Wax is burning like a candle, what my homie owes me. So stay focused, remember what you're here for. Told them that the drink was empty, they already got more. They got more, and all I am is happy now. Full force, bitch, who the fuck gon' stop me now? So who gon' stop me now? Who gon' stop me?
Oh, interesting. So this was you need to music. Okay, I've done this. Hi, hey lad, how you doing, man?
What's up, man?
I'm doing good. It's
I see where he's slowly,
fading away.
slowly replacing Mark on the changelog for a few times, the last few times.
Yeah, he's a steady kind of number
He's
two.
a steady.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
his.
yeah.
So what are we doing today?
So today we're gonna start kind of let's build something. Let's build something together. We're not gonna finish probably build something. We're gonna take about 30 minutes and build something with Wing. Well, you kind of brought the idea to start playing with Slack bot. Are you still on board on this, man?
I'm still on board trying. We'll see what.
Yeah, I've seen you with the keyboard kind of behind.
Yeah, I've been trying to integrate with ngrok.
Yeah. Yeah.
Haven't been very successful because we have a bug in the console that's
But this is something that was done with the GitHub plugin.
Yeah.
So why aren't you successful? Are you trying to keep the IP static?
I'm trying to basically route requests that come from the internet
Yeah.
into my computer,
Yeah.
into the simulator, basically into the Wing console.
But that's not different from what they've done in the GitHub.
Yeah, I don't know exactly. We can try and see what they did, and then
Okay. So
But
maybe
I think we'll start with the outbound
awesome.
messages, right?
Okay.
That's probably going to not require
Yeah.
For building. So shall we build the Slack bot?
Let's build a Slack bot.
I need to add my screen, I guess.
If it, I have a feeling this can be a long kind of. Maybe we do need an opening note for the. Let's build a Slack bot. Slack bot. Are you sharing your screen?
Are you showing the opening note?
No, there's no opening note for Slack bot.
Okay.
There's a good first issue and a change.
Got it. Okay. I was waiting for the opening note.
Okay. There's no opening note for the Slack bot. Sorry, man.
Okay.
Awesome. So what are you sharing? You're sharing your entire screen. You're starting with an empty terminal. Awesome. Classic. It's a classic.
Oh my god, this is. Okay, so I guess let's start by sending us. We want to kind of. How would you start? Basically, let's send some message to us.
How do you post a message into Slack? Let's start with that. Let's start with hello. Let's start with hello world. Post a message to Slack.
Okay, great. Docs, APIs, I guess.
So because we're using Wing, we're not going to look for the Wing NPM package. We're probably going to look for the TypeScript NPM package to do this, or maybe just
basically
just REST
send some
API?
requests. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
just REST API.
Usually it's pretty easy.
Awesome.
Messaging, sending messages, composing messages.
So I think you need to get the font a little bit bigger. No, I think it's good. I'm saying that.
Was this composing? Okay. Scheduling.
No, I don't think scheduling is. No, you want to send a message. What? Formatting, editing. No, compose. Why not composing?
Composing is just the creation of the message. No.
I need 2 pages in order to. Okay.
That's formatting, complex layout, secondary content. Okay. Send message. API. Payloads.
Send message function? Oh, okay.
No. How to send a message to a Slack channel. Node.js.
Okay.
Send Slack notification via Node.js. Okay, so we need to create a bot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what we're gonna? Okay.
Got it. And then we need the token. Okay. So
Okay.
let's do this. Guess we can go on to
Maybe manage apps.
somewhere in the workspace.
Maybe manage apps.
I've done this before.
You could have fooled me.
Yeah, it's been a while. Configure apps. No, it's not that. Create a Slack bot.
Yeah, you got me.
Create. Okay. There we go. Create a new app from scratch. We call this Wingly bot.
Okay.
Workspace Wingly. Cool. Permissions.
No. So what kind of permission do you need? You need the permission to send a message, right?
Yeah.
So let's take a look here.
Scopes.
Messages sent probably or something like that. Or maybe channel right.
Chat right. Send messages. Yes. Chat right. Okay.
Is that enough? Okay.
And now we need the token, advanced token, OAuth tokens for not OAuth token. I need to like install it. Yeah, I guess I need to install it.
Let's hope you're an admin.
I think I am.
Okay, now you have a bot or user OAuth token. Now you will need to delete this thing after.
I will.
Okay.
Okay. So now sorry. REST API Slack send message. Sending message.
So you're gonna look for the barrier token, something like that, right? We'll see. So you need channel.
Here.
You need the channel. What is this? This is final conversation.
Sending messages.
Uh,
What other? Anyway. Post message. There we go.
okay. Awesome.
Okay. So it's basically a post request. Okay. Let's
Go back for a second. Go back for a second for the documentation.
Wingly bots. Sorry.
You need the chat right user, chat right bot, and chat right.
Bot tokens of chat right.
Okay. Awesome. Great.
Nice docs. Okay, so I'm just gonna
Create a main.w file. Awesome.
HTTP post. And this guy. And
Token.
authorization token. There was some like sample code. There we go.
JavaScript.
There isn't a
Wink one.
no
REST API one.
REST API.
No, but look at the JavaScript one. This is good enough.
But I need the authorization token, right?
The barrier token. It's the one that you have.
Sorry.
Wait. They don't show the barrier token in the example here. Why is that?
Post bodies, content type.
Very nice.
Here.
Yeah.
So basically, actually headers. This is a weird bug. Have you noticed it?
No. First time I've seen it.
That when I
I saw it.
you saw it?
Yeah.
Basically, when I do this, then I do header. So first of all, it
It didn't happen now.
didn't happen now.
Okay.
Authorization.
Yeah.
Sorry. And then bearer. And Slack bot.
You're using util env and not secrets. You should have used secrets for this, right? And put it in a JSON file, but you're lazy.
Yeah, I think this might even not work. We can use a secret.
Yeah, secrets is better, I think.
Bring cloud. Slack token. New cloud secret.
As
And then I think there's a name, no? Name.
yeah,
Slack token.
yeah, but I think in this example you should have as Slack token. I think this is.
And then here, value.
Right. You need to, for this to work, you need to put this in a JSON file on your
I'm gonna open the Wing console.
Yeah, it's gonna it's gonna complain, right?
It's supposed to.
Let's see.
No secret value.
Yeah.
For Slack token. Nice.
So now you need to take a look at the docs.
Yeah.
You can
let's
see where it's
search would work.
maybe look for secrets. Yep. Now go to the target specific. Okay, secret.json.
Here.
Yeah. Awesome. Now do the. Oh, okay. Now you need to. Now you need to do a lot of stuff. Okay.
This is very healthy.
This is crazy.
Slack bot.
Yeah.
Slack token.
I would kill all white characters.
What do you mean?
Remove all the /n. I mean, just make it JSON, like a single line JSON.
Pourquoi?
I think it didn't work. Maybe not. Maybe not. Let's see. It worked. You don't have to do it.
Nice.
Great.
Okay, so we've got the header, post message, I guess.
Yep.
Content type. This. And then there we go. This is post message.
So you need to go to a specific channel by ID. So let's create a channel.
Body. Right? Channel.
So let's create a channel for this. You think it's I don't think that this name will be good enough, but let's see.
Dev. Yes. General.
General is better.
And then the message. Text.
Oh, great. It can be all the ID, all
Text
the
is a string.
Awesome.
Nothing happened.
Did you want to print the response?
Yes.
Response.status probably, and then body. Awesome.
Error. Listen asset.
Yeah, just add. You need to add that.
Not in channel.
You need to add the guy into the channel.
Oh,
Invite.
Invite. Wingly bot.
Invite them. Nice. Let's do this again. Hello for the English show. Oh my god. Let me
What?
me open this. And I'm gonna have a wave for this guy. Great. Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
Shall we kind of package this up a little bit
exactly,
so that it's
exactly. So it's a good time to create an abstraction.
call it Slack. And let's see what we need. So pub class Slack
Right.
and pub in-flight post
Right.
message. And then channel
And message.
and text.
Right. Now, the cloud secret. How would you? It just needs to get a cloud secret, right? I think that the right the right API is that it
Yes.
accepts a secret from the outside
Yes.
and doesn't know the secret name, doesn't know anything about it. It's great. I think that's
Slack
great.
props. Token.
Secret. Yeah.
Cloud secret.
Yeah. Awesome. Great. Nice. So this is interesting, right? Because I mean, I just wanna. Usually, you pass in different languages. You either pass in the value or the environment value. Yeah. Right.
Oh, do we already have this?
No.
No. Soon.
Yeah.
And here we just do this.
This is Oliver's idea, I think, if I remember.
Yeah.
correctly. Yeah.
And this is channel. And this is text.
And the test, would you move it back to the main,
Yes.
or actually to the Slack dot test, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Slack test.
Right.
And then bring Slack as S.
Yeah.
Love this. And then we have token, Slack token. And
There's no response. There's no way to know that this is okay unless we know how to read messages from a Slack.
yeah, for now, let's. Yeah, I think we saw an error, right? Like that was a good. We should have probably.
I mean, if status is not 200, we
Here.
should throw an exception.
If there's okay false error.
Oh, if it's okay, if okay is not true, if okay is not true, throw an error.
Yeah.
That JSON is an error.
We can do the Slack response.
So this can be a partial.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So here, this is pretty cool. I can do this, and then do parse JSON.
Right.
Or parse
Form.
JSON. Yeah, parse JSON.
And this will accept a string? No.
And then basically.
No.
Yeah.
Parse JSON. What does it accept?
String.
It accepts a JSON.
No.
Take a look.
JSON str.
Interesting.
There's also
Okay, interesting. Form JSON. Okay, awesome.
parse JSON. Basically.
Yep, awesome. Great.
This is nice. If not okay, then we also have error, right?
I would just
Throw R.
why not just throw the entire response?
This JSON thing.
Yeah, because it gave you more information, not in
There's
channel.
errors
Not in
in where?
channel. Okay, not in channel. Awesome.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. So now we can
Basically,
basically
Slack dot post message channel not in channel. Let's check that.
right. Nice, man. So now you need this to throw an exception. So you need to.
Yeah, let's see that it's working. Chuck. Source file cannot. Oh, because we changed from main to.
Right. Nice, man. So we don't have a main point. Okay. Oh, look at the endpoints.
Yeah, that's a new.
That's a new thing. Interesting. I want to add an API gateway to see it. Interesting. Okay. So let's run the test for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
You got an error, not in
Yeah.
channel.
Awesome.
Great.
So let's just make sure.
Do we have a?
You still expect throws?
Throws?
I don't think so.
When
Awesome.
will someone add? Oh, see.
Okay. It also highlights the okay.
Error.
You don't need this.
False.
You don't need it. You can throw an exception after Slack. Oh, it's not good. Okay. Nice. Great.
Cool. Okay, send message to success. Slack post message. General.
Oh, that's gonna be annoying. Now let's fix this problem.
What?
We can't have the test to do this thing for Slack every time. This actually raised the thing that you just did raise something that we've came across before. The fact that there's a difference between interactive working with the resource interactively while I'm developing this.
Yeah.
Where I want to basically interact with the actual Slack, which my actual Slack workspace, versus running this, making sure this thing runs the test, because now we're actually testing the Slack, but something else might test the Slack, and we can't have this post every time messages to channel. So we probably need we solve this in the Bedrock resource with
a dev flag, basically.
Secret, and it's probably a long time ago. Yeah, with a dev flag. So kind of a mocking version of the Slack.
Yeah.
Okay.
So again, the way I would approach it is basically there's this difference between dev and test, right? Like when you're developing, it actually makes sense to want to develop against the real cloud service, right? Like in this case, it's Slack.
It can be GitHub.
Could be GitHub. Could be whatever. Any database or any. And in many cases, you really do want to interact with the real cloud service.
Email notification system. That's another example.
For anything that's like in the SDK, we offer local simulation.
Right.
So that's a great way to build a lot of the applications. But in many cases, you really want to interact with services that are not part of the SDK.
Right.
And the last thing one of the first principles of Wing is to enable the cloud, right? Like is to give you the ability to use services that make sense, the resources that you need to build it, to be able to build your applications.
Right.
And so it's definitely on our radar to try and figure out the best DX for developing and testing against services that you don't have as local simulation.
Right.
And one of the ideas is to distinguish between those two use cases, basically. Distinguish between the interactive use case where you're developing and you want to try it out and you want to interact with the resource, and when you're actually testing and running in a mocked environment.
Right. By the way, Slack is the reason.
I always like the fact that you can do this, right? Should we change the channel?
Yeah.
We can just create one.
Yeah, exactly. Let's create playground.
Wingly bot playground.
Awesome.
Wingly bot. Wingly.
Oh, you were good. What was the problem?
Wingly bot.
Okay.
Public.
Yeah.
Wingly bot. Wingly bot. Invite. Wingly bot. Awesome. Okay, so now we can change this to
You're going to repeat yourself. I was wondering about this.
No, I'm just there's something really cool about the fact that you can just create a little button.
Yeah, but I would expect that we would go to the Slack bot right now.
Yeah.
To the Slack. To the Slack.
Class.
To in the console to the Slack resource, and be able to activate that.
Right.
That should be a functionality of the console.
Did UI? Do we have UI already working?
UI is working, but you can activate. You can do a title.
UI button.
Okay. Interesting, but you don't have. Okay.
I can't remember the new UI button, right?
Yep. Yeah, it's a resource. So let
label and handler. Yeah.
okay. Nice, pretty interesting.
You're not familiar with this?
Not enough. I'm haven't played around with it.
Me
Wow,
too. Let's see.
that's interesting.
I don't know if the console supports it. That's the...
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's going to happen. It's going to run an in-flight function? No, the handler is an in-flight function, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think the console is still doesn't support it, but that's the idea. So that's pretty powerful, right? Like you should be able.
That's super powerful.
You should be able to, and then you can also do UI section and
Field is not supported.
Field
as
is
well?
just basically, let's see.
Field is not supported. I think field should be supported, right? Or no? No, just one field.
Like this. No, I think there's. Oh, it's also a handler.
Why? To return the value.
Return some in-flight stuff.
Yeah. Okay. This is. Should both of them be called handlers?
What?
Just from the name of the second
A
parameter.
handler. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, it's a handler. It's kind of a data retriever, right?
Yeah.
It's value retriever.
Yeah.
Okay.
So unfortunately, this is still not working, but maybe we'll have we'll do it in the next Wing Week. It's supposed to work soon.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got a little Slack send. That's the easy part.
Right.
I guess the harder part is receiving messages.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we have time for the other part. Well, basically, we've 3 minutes before our 30 minutes kind of block.
Okay.
So
So do you want to do it in the next
let's
time?
talk about what do you want to do next time? Let's
So basically, we want to be able to receive messages.
okay.
And in order to receive messages in Slack, you need to basically have a webhook.
Yep.
So when you're defining your application, I'm assuming somewhere you sign up for like a webhook.
Okay.
And that's how your application receives
So
events.
So you see, there's incoming webhooks here.
incoming webhooks.
Yeah.
There we go. A simple way to post messages from external sources onto Slack. No, that's not actually what we want.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Anything requires much no. Interactivity.
Event subscription, maybe. Maybe event subscription. Okay.
Yeah.
And a user, add a
There we
reaction. Yep.
So this needs to be a URL, right?
So
And go ahead.
give me 1 second. Okay.
We can do a little test, but let's see what it does. It will send a message post request to this URL when events occurs. As soon as you enter a URL, we'll send a request with a challenge parameter,
Okay.
and your endpoint must respond with a challenge value.
Okay.
Subscribe to bot events.
Okay.
So
So that's what
anyway, so that's what I wanted
we'll
to
do. And the nice thing about I mean, I have to say that on top of regular language, the only thing that I've seen right now in Wing is, besides some syntax decisions like the async being the default, the main difference, and correct me if I'm wrong, is from just creating any other kind of class named Slack, is the fact that we gave it a cloud secret. And that cloud secret is going to behave, it's going to be a different provider in different environments. The next part will be with basically, we're going to have an API gateway. The local host, the API gateway.
we'll do something like this,
Yeah.
right?
Right, exactly.
We'll do something like
Yeah.
sorry, not like this, but
Nice. Exactly.
post webhook.
Webhook, exactly. Yeah. So this is where the Slack class, now it comes wrapped around with actual infrastructure underneath it.
Exactly.
And then in the AWS case, infrastructure is API gateway. In Simulator, this is not infrastructure, it's just an express.
Exactly.
Yeah, awesome.
And this is where it gets exciting,
Right.
right? Because you still just do new Slack,
Exactly.
but now we'll have something like on event, right? And you can supply some handler and handle event.
Right.
And Stack and the Slack class will take care of like setting up the API gateway
Right.
and exposing it and subscription of the webhook,
And for that to work, we need Slack that runs on your machine, the Slack server, to interact with an endpoint on our side, and that's what you need Ngrok for that.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
For development.
Yeah.
For development.
Yeah, because and that's the cool thing. And GitHub in the GitHub they did the Wing Console people did manage to solve this on the GitHub. So you should take
Yeah, I think we'll have. We need a good solution for this.
Yeah, no, we need a better solution than what they did, but it's there is a solution there. Awesome. So that's what we'll do next time.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Awesome. Let me just get out of full screen for a second. Put you and I. So so Marcio is asking, does UI buttons work? Now he saw that it doesn't.
It's still
but-
not
but-
exposed in the console.
Yes,
So-
and that's going to be super cool to work with, and Ngrok for what it was. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, the win.
Yeah, for the win, right?
For the wing.
For the win. Okay. Thank you, Elad. Thank you
Thank you,
for
man.
this. It's the next part of our show is basically we're going to talk with Revital about good first issues. And thank you for doing this, and I'll meet you in 2 weeks. Kind of continue this. What do you think we'll be able? Do you think we'll be able to achieve kind of
A chat.
a chatbot?
Yeah.
And then the next step we'll add some AI to it, and then we'll create a smart bot that talks with context, and that's going to be
Cool. Sounds like serious.
that's going to be the shit. That's going to be so. If it's serious, maybe we do need an opening.
Yes,
And
we'll call it the bot.
The bot serious.
The bots are coming.
But for now, we're going to listen to Sauce by Menwolf. Thank you, Elad. Bye bye.
I've been really here, have no fear. Baby, have no fear. I've been here, I've been really here, have no fear. Hey, have no fear. I've been lost in the stars. I've been lost in the stars. I've been lost in the stars. There's no fear, baby, have no fear. I've been in it, I'm really in.
Hey, Revital, how are you doing?
Hi, Eyal. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I feel excited that we're creating some kind of. This is the next time in a
Rhythm.
row.
Yeah. We have that corner dedicated to good first issues.
Yep. And also we want to have it for help wanted, right? We also want to do help wanted issues.
Exactly. So I think we might rename the corner to a nice first issue, and then we will decide whether it's a help wanted issue or good first issue.
Okay, so we'll
Next
have to
step.
see about
Next
the name. Awesome.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, this is where Revital, the head of Wings community, is basically showing us some nice issues that you can get started with and that are labeled with good first issues. What do you have for us today, Revi?
So today I was thinking that I'll choose 3 different domains. This time I'll choose documentation, test, and compiler.
Okay.
You know why I took tests?
Because of
Because you love tests.
okay, because I love this. I want to say because of me, but I didn't want to sound so self-centered, and then you say no, not because of me.
It's all about you. It's the Winglish show.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll start with documentation. So I just want to remind our people that are watching us that you can go to the Winglang/Wing repository issues, and then you can basically choose the label of documentation or just the label of good first issues, and then you'll see all of the good first issues that you can choose. So I took a few of those. I know that you didn't like this choice a lot, but I'll talk about it because I want to highlight a few stuff. So this one is about docs, is about the fact that we need to highlight the fact that we have multiple compilation targets. Wing not only supports Terraform. Yes, we currently support only Terraform and AWS CDK, but we are planning to also support CloudFormation and perhaps more targets. So again, this issue is not about supporting CloudFormation. It's just about highlighting our docs that we are supporting multiple compilation targets.
Interesting. Got it.
Yes. It's
Okay,
not
makes
clear enough. We got a ton of questions about that, and we just need to be clear.
Awesome. Great.
Alrighty. Second one is about, this one it's Uri's choice. It's about the fact that we want to have install and pre-requirements sections for TF Azure, TF GCP, and AWS CDK. We don't have those. We currently have TF AWS, and we want to extend and to have installation guides for those as well.
Awesome. So this
Yes.
is again about kind of the. Okay. I actually had a PR today about the AWS CDK because I was trying to run it, and there was a problem. So I've already updated a section of it, but
Okay.
that's awesome. So we definitely need help there. Yeah.
Yes. And I just want to say one more thing. I got a question today about Windows 8, how to install everything into Windows 8. That's another thing that we need to be able to address.
Did you create a ticket, Revi?
I'll create a ticket, and we'll talk about that in the next Winglish show.
Awesome. So, great.
And last one for docs. So what we currently have today, when someone writes something like that for the Q.push
You
method.
get the font a little bit bigger? Enlarge the font a little bit?
Yes.
Oh, now I see. We talked about this before. Oh,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So in our docs, we're automatically generating docs from our code. And
Right.
for this specific piece, what you'll be able to see is this. This is the result. And you can see that push doesn't really get an array of strings. It gets a variadic arguments. So it gets
Right.
multiple strings. So instead of this one, we actually want to be able to see ... messages.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, when I look at this, I don't think it's a documentation issue. It's more of a VS Code issue. I think. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure.
It's about how we generate.
Yeah. Automatically generating the docs. Right.
Yes. So it can be related to both.
Right. Makes sense. What issue is this? What number issue is this? Okay.
4732.
Great. Thanks.
Awesome. Okay, so that was for the docs. We definitely have way more. I'll move to a few of the compilers things that I was looking at, and they were opened by you, Eyal. So thank you.
Okay.
The first one is about the runtime error that we have when we define an in-flight struct.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So first of all, this one does not compile at all. Compiler doesn't like it. It says that the person is not defined.
So it's a runtime error. The compiler does like it, but when you wing test it, when you run it, it says person is not defined.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, if you take person out of this scope to the pre-flight scope, it will
Right.
compile fantastically. It will
Right.
run. But we want to basically be able to define structures within the in-flight scope, and we want to make sure they are defined at the very top of the method.
Yeah, I think that the discussion there, if you take a look at the kind of the high level decide, there's a decide paragraph that Uri added. So after following up on this with decided on the top of the ticket, see the decided.
Yes.
I think after Chris and Uri and Elad talked about it, I think that basically the solution for now is to basically the structs must be declared in the top level for now.
Yes.
So not allowing this thing to compile basically, and says that struct person needs to be defined on pre-flight scope. So it's still, it doesn't change the fact that we need someone who knows the compiler, but the solution here is to basically move the definition of structs into pre-flight. Yeah. So maybe I should update this a little bit with the I expect this. I'll put a note to myself. I think this I can groom the ticket a little bit more.
Okay, but if we, yes, so it's only about the error message, because if we take the struct person out of the in-flight
Right.
scope, it will run.
Yeah, right. So we need to make sure that this thing doesn't compile. That the way I've wrote this, and we need to make sure that it doesn't compile.
Okay.
And then basically changing the error message. Yes,
So
exactly.
compilation error instead of runtime error.
Exactly. Yeah, I'll update the ticket. Great.
Okay, good. I'm glad that we have an action item
Yeah.
as a result of that.
Yeah.
And yet one more confusing error message. And I actually like the properties error message, but okay. So we're basically saying that whenever we defined an access modifier, we want to see the real error message or a nicer error message as described here. Instead of properties are not supported, we would like to see access modifiers are not allowed in interfaces. So it's another compiler error message.
Right.
And we just want to make it more understandable and more
Right.
tied to what we're trying to do here.
Right. Basically, what I was trying to do, I was trying to declare a public on the interface, which is not allowed, and so that pub here is not allowed. The pub in-flight API, and then the compiler went berserk. It says properties are not supported, unexpected identifier. It doesn't understand the structure. So we want to basically say pub is not allowed here, or access modifiers are not allowed on interfaces.
And interfaces.
Yeah.
And it's really nice to see that within the compiler, we're able to find those good first issues, because there are a lot of people who are really passionate about compilers. So this is a great opportunity.
Right. So it might be a good kind of opportunity to remind our compiler is built with Rust and Treeseater. So if you have experience with this, or if you wanna get experience with this, just jump on one of those things, the compiler and good first issues. That's awesome.
Awesome. And moving on to the testing issues.
Okay.
So we all know that sometimes we run some tests and we call some async methods and they never call back. So we are just getting stuck in a test. So we have a lot of workarounds to do that, but we would like to add a timeout parameter for those test functions. We have those in our functions. So you can see the example here, and I'll make that bigger. We have a timeout here. So we want to be able to do the same thing for our tests, define timeouts, make sure the format is good, and we define a default period of time, etc., etc. But we want to make sure that tests are running and they have timeout, so they will eventually stop.
Interesting. Does he propose the actual? How to do this? Can you scroll down?
No, he didn't. But he shows here an example of how
That's
it might look
That's
like.
the timeout on the set consumer, not on the test.
True. But he's showing an example,
Yeah.
and he probably wants something similar to that.
Yeah, but it's okay. Awesome.
So we need to basically make sure we have a suggestion on how it should look like.
Right. Let's start
If we
with
want
that.
to implement
Right.
it. That will be a
Yeah.
good start.
Okay, so I think Chris kind of had a workaround for this. Interesting. On the first comment. Okay, makes sense.
Awesome. And another one opened by
this one.
Sebastian, assert. Sometimes when we use assert, really the error message is not very helpful. So if I'll expect something to be equal to another value, I will get a very not really clear assertion failed. Okay, I really want to see what I was expecting to get and what was the actual result. So if I'll be using expect, I could actually see the error. So the goal here is to basically add a hint for whenever you're using assert, you might be using expect instead, so that you can learn more about your failure.
Right. Okay, it's interesting because it sounds like this is. Sounds like it should be implemented in the compiler in the toolchain level, not in assert. That's awesome. That makes sense. I see that people are adding. It's interesting. I never noticed this, that people are adding a decided section in the top. No, this section was added after some discussion. The rest of the discussion was not changed. That's awesome.
Yes, I love it as well. Yeah. I got to be familiar with this only today.
Yeah, me too. It's good.
Yeah,
Right.
and I love that we're really thinking about our tests and their the logs that we're getting out of those tests, and we're trying really to make it to make it helpful and useful, so that
Right.
whenever we have those failures and we really understand what's going on there.
Right. I agree. Super important.
Yes. And that's it for today.
So you showed us 3 types of issues, basically: the compiler issues, documentation issues, and what was the last one? Tests. I forgot about tests. Awesome. Anything else?
No, just a quick reminder. If you need any help to get started, you can reach out through email. You can join our Slack channel. Send me a DM. Send to Eyal a DM, or to any other wingnut in the community, and we're happy to support and help.
Great. Thank you very much, Rovital.
Thank you, Eyal.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, that was the show for today. Thank you very much for joining in. Thank you for Uri from the changelog, Elad, and let's build something together. The series of Slackbot and the good first issue. Thank you for Amir for this amazing background, the new UI for the English show. And again, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We will not see you in 2 weeks because we're going to be in offsite, so we will send a message about when it's the next time. Thank you very much. Bye. And of course, we're gonna end with Sauce by Menwolf.
Think I'm crashing right beside the tide. My brother, my family, they all just staying alive. Drinking out the bottle, now I'm roaming on this side. In it. Listen, really fucking listen, I ain't stopping sitting. Tripping, getting what I'm getting. Mama love me, so you know I'm gonna make her proud. And there ain't no way that you're gonna stop me now. So who gon' stop me now? Who gon' stop me now? Who gon' stop me now? Who gon' stop me now?